Today marks 32 years of the ill-fated NAV 911 C130, which crashed at Ejibo, Lagos after takeoff. All passengers and a crew on board died. There were no casualties on ground as the plane crashed into a swampy area of Ejibo. Today, as we remember them, may all their souls rest in perfect peace. May we please observe a minute silence as a mark of respect for all of them. May their soul rest in peace. Honorable colleagues, any member with a petition? Any member with petition? I would be surprised if the chairman of petition movers will not have any today. It will be unbelievable, unless if he wants a coup d'etat, which I'm sure a lot of people here are willing to take over that seat. Any petition? Honorable Jesse, open the floor.
Thank you, the People's Speaker and esteemed colleagues. My name is Barrister Jesse Okejo Ono Akalus. Mr. Speaker and distinguished colleagues, I represent the Nigerians, especially the heartbeat of Lagos. Mr. Speaker and distinguished colleagues, I have a petition from the City Points Global Properties and Investment Limited, signed by the directors and the MDs and the executive director, against Federal Mortgage Bank on non-payment of the counterpart funding of the 500 housing units located at Umuahe. Mr. Speaker and distinguished colleagues, the prayers are well granted in the petition, and without much ado, I seek the leave of this honorable house to lay this petition. Thank you, sir.
Please go ahead. Any more petitions? Yes, Honorable Seni.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I'm Husseini Mohammed Jallo, representing Igebe Federal Constituency of Kaduna State. Two petitions present, but very brief. The first petition is from Karen Liman Community, Rigachikun, Kaduna. The petition reads, petition against the Nigerian Air Force over the encroachment and unlawful classification of Karen Liman Community land, Rigachikun, Igebe Federal Constituency of Kaduna State by the Nigerian Air Force in utter contempt and disregard to the judgment of the Kaduna State High Court in suit number KDH/KAD/913/2014 and appeal number CA/K/169/2021, pending before the Court of Appeal Kaduna Division. A call for urgent intervention to ensure the rule of law and for stop breakdown of law order. The petition is signed by one. The petition is signed by one Jibril Amadou Gazama and 92 others. The second petition is from A.K. Usman and Co. Kyuka Chambers. It requests for intervention in a right-of-way disagreement between High Mala Ota, Ungo Al-Hassan Labar villages in the Gabilo area of Kaduna State and the Nigerian Army. It is also signed by one Kimi El Afa and 13 others. With the permission of the Speaker, I will lay the petition. Thank you, sir.
Please go ahead. Any more? Honorable Dominic.
Good morning, the People's Speaker, honorable colleagues. My name remains Honorable Engineer Dominic Ifeanyi Chukwukafor, and I represent the good people of Agota Federal Constituency. I'm from Anambra State. Dear Speaker, honorable colleagues, I have a petition this morning emanating from E.K. Moneke and Company, Mata and Mabilis Chambers of number 16 Uguta Road, Onitsha, Anambra State. The petition is against what Mr. Ebere Managing Director of Sky Global Fleet Nigeria Limited of number B171H Bridgehead Market, Onitsha. This young man fraudulently collected the sum of 23 million naira from one Mr. Cyprian Ezifeka, who does business with the name Ezifeka's Enterprises. And they have graciously, they are seeking the intervention of this honorable house. Their prayers are explicitly stated in this petition. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I pledge your permission to lay this petition before this honorable house.
Please go ahead. Any more petitions? No? All petitions are referred to the Committee on Public Petitions for further legislative actions. Matters of urgent public importance. It's my pleasure to call on Honorable Dr. Patrick Umu to move his motion. Honorable Dr. Patrick?
Yes, Your Excellency, I'm here holding the brief.
Oh, leader, I didn't know. But before you move, I hope you are ready. All these three caps, 2 for Labour, 1 for NNPP. Eh? Are we comfortable on this side?
We are, Your Excellency.
Good to hear.
Thank you, Your Excellency, the People's Speaker. My name is Honorable Dr. Patrick Umar. I represent the entire people of Ikorekpene, Esienudem, Oborokara Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm a proud son of Akwa Ibom State. I rise to move a motion on the urgent need to investigate the disturbing allegation of corruption against the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, and the Nigerian Correction Service to save Nigeria from ridicule. Mr. Speaker, I crave your indulgence to suspend the relevant rules and allow me to take this motion. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder to the first leg? My right, Honorable? Please go ahead.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker. My name is Ngozi Okole. I represent Aniocha Oshimili Federal Constituency. I'm from Delta State. I move to support the motion as urgent public important as moved by my dear colleague. I so move. I so second, sorry.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Idem, can you second after telling all the subject matter? Since this motion is moved by your brother. The second leg, are you ready? So go ahead.
Thank you, Your Excellency, distinguished Speaker, distinguished colleagues. My name is Idem Unyime, member representing Ukanafun, Urowanam Federal Constituency of Akwa Ibom State. Your Excellency, I rise to second the motion as moved by my colleague, and then the subject matter is respected. I so second. Thank you.
Those in support of, those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Patrick, please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, again, my name is Honorable Dr. Patrick Umar. I represent the entire people of Ikorekpene, Sienudim, Oborokara Federal Constituency. I am from Akwa Ibom State. I rise to move a motion on the urgent need to investigate the disturbing allegation of corruption against the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, and the Nigerian Correction Service to save Nigeria from ridicule. The House notes the disturbing and widely circulated publication emanating from Martins Vincent Otse, also known as Very Dark Man, against critical Nigerian law enforcement institutions, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, and Nigerian Correctional Service. The House also notes the publication alleges that the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, dropped money laundering charges against Idris Okuneye, also known as Bob Risky, upon collection of the sum of 15 million naira. This House further notes that the publication alleges that the Idris Okuneye, upon conviction for abuse and defacing of the naira by the court, did not serve his time at the Nigeria Correctional Service, but was lodged outside the confines of the service. Disturbed about the damning allegations against Nigerian critical law enforcement agencies of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, and the Nigerian Correctional Service, established by these hallowed chambers to fight correction and incarceration persons convicted of crime for correctional purposes, respectively. Worried about the negative image and portrayal of Nigeria as a corrupt nation and Nigeria's struggle to redeem itself from such perception, this House resolves to urge the House to set up an ad hoc committee comprising of persons of unquestionable integrity to immediately probe the allegation and report to the House within 3 legislative weeks. I so move. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Doctor, since we have a standing committee of the House, is it so important that we need to set up a committee, another committee?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It is my opinion that we have an ad hoc committee in the sense that these 2 committees, there's an impunity on it, and
Mr. Speaker,
ad hoc committee should serve that purpose.
Okay, let's hear from the members.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker.
If they are in agreement or not. Is there anyone who has an amendment? Yes, let me start from my dear brother here. Honorable Shoba.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Distinguished colleagues, Olumide Oshoba, representing Abeokuta North, Obafemode, and Odeda Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, my amendment goes thus, that the committees on financial crimes, the committees on reformatory institutions, join and investigate this matter. There should be a joint committee on financial crimes and reformatory institutions. Thank you.
Any seconder to this amendment? Yes, I can see the face clearly. Ambassador, please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am Right Honorable Ambassador James Shayo Barker. I second the motion, representing Gombe Home Federal Constituency. I second the motion, every moved for amendment of this motion. I so move. I say second. Thank you.
Those in support of this amendment should say aye.
Aye.
Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Any more amendments? No? So we put the question. Those in support of this motion as amended should say aye.
Aye.
Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the committees on financial crimes and which other one? Reformatory institutions for further legislative action. The next motion is coming from the Chairman House Committee on Nigeria-China Parliamentary Relations, person of Honorable Jafaru Yakubu. If he's on the floor, please go ahead and move. But speak to us in Chinese. We have people who will interpret for us.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for honoring me this morning. Mr. Speaker, my dear honorable colleagues, my name remains Honorable Jafaru Yakubu. I represent the good people of Bali, Gasol, Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I am from Taraba State. Mr. Speaker, I am coming under Order 8, Rule 5, to enable me take matter of urgent public importance where 2 very important bridges in Taraba has collapsed. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder to the first leg? Seconder to the first leg? Honorable Ajilo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My dear colleagues, my name is Honorable Umar Ajilo, member representing Makarpi and Kudan Federal Constituency from Kaduna State. Rise to second the first leg of the motion ably moved by my chairman, brother, and colleagues. I so second, Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues. Thank you very much.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. There is have it. The second leg. Yes, my dear brother, the chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. Nnamdi Ezeichi is my name, and I represent Ndokwa Federal Constituency. I stand here to second the second leg of this motion, that the motion is urgent enough to be heard in this Allo chamber. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. There is have it. Honorable Jafaru, quickly.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Once again, my name Honorable Jafaru Yakubu. I represent Baligasol Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, dear honorable colleagues, there is an urgent need to construct the total collapse of Namnei and Mayokam Bridge in Gasol local government area of Taraba State. A critical infrastructure connecting the northern eastern part of the country and eastern part and southeastern part of our country. Mr. Speaker, note that the Namnei and Mayokam Bridge in Gasol local government and Bali is a critical infrastructure connecting the northern eastern part of Nigeria and southern eastern part of Nigeria has totally collapsed. Also note that the Namnei Bridge and Mayokam Bridge is a vital transportation artery, was in a very good and safety condition, serving millions of Nigerians daily. Furthermore, note that the heavy downpour experienced in the state for days caused flood on the bridge, and the area of the bridge could not withstand and finally succumb to the forces of nature, thereby totally collapsed, leaving our citizens stranded and our economy severely impacted. Disturbed that the collapse of the bridge disrupt trade commerce between the northeast part of the country and the southern part of the country, exacerbating economic hardship. Note that humanitarian crisis as thousands of travelers and commuters carrying goods, services from Lagos, Onitsha, Port Harcourt, to northeastern part of the country are stranded, facing untold hardships as we speak now. Also disturbed that the bridge collapse has created vulnerable entry point for criminal elements, thereby resulting to security risks. Aware that the effort of the Taraba State Governor, His Excellency Dr. Abu Kefas, by providing high-power ferry boats to assist and alleviate the sufferings of road users is highly commendable. Mr. Speaker, my dear honorable colleagues, the collapse of Namnei and Mayokam Bridge demand swift and decisive action. We must act now to alleviate the sufferings of our citizens, restore economic vitality, and ensure national security. The House therefore resolved declare the collapse of Namnei and Mayokam Bridge as a national disaster. 2, urge the Federal Ministry of Works to immediately commence reconstruction of the collapse of the bridges to ease hardship being faced by the road users. 3, urge the Nigerian Army Engineering Corps to provide temporary measures to ease hardship being faced by the road users. 3, urge the Federal Ministry of Works to provide necessary funds for the reconstruction of the bridge in the year 2024 budget. 5, mandate the House Committee on Appropriation Works to ensure that the fund for the reconstruction is provided and complied. I so move, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and dear honorable colleagues.
Any seconder? Honorable Sani?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Distinguished colleagues, I am Sani Ibrahim Tanko. I represent the very good people of Shiragiade, Mr. Speaker, from Bauchi State. I rise to second the motion heavily moved by my colleague. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committees on Appropriation and Works for further legislative action. Honorable Mohammed Saidu Bargaja, is he around? Please rise and move your motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My respective honorable colleague, I remain Honorable Bargaja Mohammed, member presenting good people of Isa and Sambin, frequency from Sokoto State. I stand under the motion of more than public importance for gruesome murder of Alhaji Isa Mohammed Ba, the last certain governor of Sambin in Sokoto State. Mr. Speaker, I so move.
Any seconder to the first leg of the motion? Is the Doraman.
Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues, I remain Amina Jama Daura, representing Daura Sandawumi Adwa Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion heavily moved by my brother and colleague. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. The second leg, my dear sister Regina, I want to hear her voice. Can you second?
Honorable, my dear Speaker, distinguished colleagues, my name is Rep. Regina Akume, representing the good people of Bokotaka constituency. I'm from Benue State. I rise to second the second leg of the motion, ably moved by my colleague. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Mohammed, please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Note that the ransom murder of Alhaji Isa Mohammed Bawa, the searching governor of Sabon Birni in Sokoto State by the bandits operating in Sokoto and Sambin areas. Also note that Friday 27 July 2024, the last searching governor of Sambin was invited by the Sokoto State government for a security meeting in Sokoto. Further note that the said meeting, the late searching governor set out to return to his domain on Saturday, 28 July 2024, where the bandit abducted him on his way to Sabon Birni. Worried that the said searching governor remained the bandit captivity for the period of 3 weeks. That the bandit remanded the sum of 60 million and 5 motorcycles. The stuff, the said ransom of money and motorcycles were given on 21st August 2024 but unfortunately, they still kill him, said Sergeant Gobir of Sawan Birni of Sokoto State. I appreciate the recent effort by the military which yield result. Resolve, condemn the grand murder of late Sergeant Gobir of Sawan Birni in Sokoto State. Observe a minute silence in the honor of late Sergeant Gobir. Urge the Sokoto State government to provide scholarship up to university level for his children of the late Sergeant Gobir. Mr. Speaker, I so move.
Any seconder to this motion, even though yesterday, as you probably remember, we included this gruesome murder in my resumption speech. It's still not too much to also discuss this separately. Honorable Mark, you want to second?
Amendment.
Amendment. Yes. Please go ahead.
Thank you, the People's Speaker. Mark Eset is my name, speaking for the good people of Uyo, Uran, Saratai, and Ibesibo Sultan Federal Constituency. The Speaker, I'm a proud son of Akwa Ibom State. Mr. Speaker, my amendment is on the prayer number 3, that it be expunged. Because Mr. Speaker, my amendment is on prayer number 3. The provision of scholarship to the children of the deceased. Mr. Speaker, we all know the insecurity in this country, and if the federal government is to provide scholarship for all the families of the slain persons, I'm not sure it would be, we'll be able to settle the bills. So prayer number 3 be expunged from the motion. Thank you.
Please, can you repeat again? I was a bit distracted when, can you repeat what you said earlier?
Mr. Speaker, my amendment is on prayer number 3, that the federal government be urged to provide scholarship for the children of the slain person. If the federal government is to provide scholarship for all the children or families of the slain persons in this country, Mr. Speaker.
We don't even have jurisdiction over that.
Thank you very much.
Okay, it's noted. Any seconder to the same prayer? Okay, go ahead. We'll take the two together.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I remain Abdul Samad Dasuki, representing Kebetambual from Sokoto State, Mr. Speaker, where this gruesome murder happened. While condemning in totality what happened to the late Sergeant Gobir and sharing the grief with the people of Sabon Birni as well, Mr. Speaker, a lot of allegations, heavy, have been made on the content of this motion. So my prayer is that this motion should be referred to the Committee on National Security and Intelligence to have a thorough investigation with regards to the allegations that were raised in this murder and report back to the House within 4 weeks. That is my amendment, Mr. Speaker. Sir.
Don't you think traditional institutions should be included as well?
Mr. Speaker, Committee on National Intelligence, Committee on Traditional Institutions, and if necessary, the Committee on Police, Mr. Speaker, deserve to be part of this holistic investigation to what has happened to the late, the unfortunate incident that happened with the late Sergeant Gobir.
Thank you, but I think there are two amendments. I thought the one that you raised will counter what Honorable Mark has said. So since they are two different, we'll take them differently. The first amendment proposed by Honorable Mark, which says that we should expunge states and substitute with federal government. Any seconder to that motion, the adjournment, is expunging the word state. I think that's what he's proposing, and put federal. Eh?
No, Mr. Speaker.
Expunge the whole entire prayer?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. So any seconder to that? Yes, Honorable. Is it Ginger?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, please go ahead.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker, very dear colleagues. My name is Ginger Obinna Onsibe. I represent the people of Isialangwa North, Isialangwa South Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I am an Ongbaman from Abia State. I rise to second the amendment as moved by my colleague. I so second.
Those in support of this amendment should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. The second amendment, any seconder? Honorable Usman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. My name is Honorable Architect Usman Murtala Banye, member representing people of Patagarawa, Charanchiri Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Katsina State. I rise to second a motion, an amendment made by my senior brother, Honorable Dasuki. I so second.
Those in support of this amendment should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Those in support of this motion as amended should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committees on Police Affairs, National Intelligence, and Traditional Institutions for further legislative action. The next, the acting leader of the House, can you move for the suspension of our rules to take additional motions?
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, Olumide Oshoba representing Abeokuta North, Obafemi and Odera Federal Constituency. I move that we suspend our relevant rules to take another matter of urgent public importance. I so move.
Seconder, Honorable Alimadaki, can you second, please?
Mr. Speaker, my highly respected colleagues, Aliyu Sanima Daki is my name, and I stand to second the motion ably moved by my honorable colleague. I do second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable colleagues, it's my pleasure to invite Honorable Obuku Abosizibe Oforji to move his motion.
With profound humility, Mr. Speaker, my revered colleague, Oforji Abosizibe Obuku is my name, representing Yenegwa Kulukmo Pokuma Federal Constituency. I am from Bayelsa State. Mr. Speaker, I rise this morning to move a motion of urgent public importance, suspending Order 8, Rule 5, on the urgent need to allow the independent marketers to lift PMS from the Dangote Petroleum Refinery. Mr. Speaker, I seek the leave of the House to move this motion.
Any seconder to the first leg? Please, if you are from the rural part of Lagos, the only part of Lagos that is still rural, please kindly second to this motion.
Iya Zazao, honorable colleagues, right honorable speaker. Firstly, I must congratulate you for FEC's approval to fix the Zaria-Kaduna road. Pretty soon, Kaduna will be like Lagos and Ikorodu. I stand here to second the motion ably moved by my good friend. I still second, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. The second leg of the motion. Damaliki, Honorable Damaliki.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My name is Yakuba Damaliki. I represent Burnum Kudubuji Federal Constituency. I'm from Jigawa State. I stand to second the motion, heavily moved by my colleague. Thank you very much.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Honorable Oforji, you have the floor.
With profound humility, Mr. Speaker, my revered colleagues, I remain Ofoji Abonsizwa Oboku, representing Yenegwa Kolokmo Pokuma Federal Constituency. I'm from Bayelsa State. Speaker, I rise this morning, move a motion on the urgent public importance, on the urgent need to allow the independent marketers to lift PMS from the Dangote Petroleum Refinery. The House notes that the Dangote Petroleum Refinery began operation in its 650 barrel per day integrated refinery on the 15th of September 2024. Having the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited, NNPCL, as the sole off-taker of the product. However, recently, the major marketers have been given access to lift the product by the NNPCL. We must commend the Dangote Group and congratulate Nigerians, as this is no mean feat, considering the fact that our country has been battling for decades with refining our crude without success. Mr. Speaker, the House also notes that by this feat, Nigeria is driving towards energy self-sufficiency, cost and foreign exchange saving, meeting the increasing demand for fuel, attraction of foreign capital investment, generation of forex through export of finished product, conversation of foreign exchange, and huge value addition that will contribute to increase in Nigerian gross domestic product, GDP. Mr. Speaker, the House further note that in view of the high demand by millions of Nigerians for PMS and the ordeal they go through to get it, the NNPCL should allow independent marketers to lift the product from the Dangote refinery. Cognizant that allowing independent marketers, major marketers, along with the NNPCL to lift from the Dangote refinery will lead to competition, availability of product, hence reduction in the price of petroleum motor spirit, PMS. Mr. Speaker, the House is worried that the NNPCL and the major marketers as exclusive off-taker spell monopoly, which is tantamount to greed. This is the same NNPCL that has failed to manage our crude and refinery for decades in the past. No wonder the late MK Abiola of blessed memory, in a viral video some years ago, lamented that the NNPCL lacked transparency and accountability. Mr. Speaker, the House is disturbed that allowing the NNPCL and major marketers to lift PMS from the refinery to the exclusion of the independent marketer is not good enough. The Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, representatives have expressed fear that it may be forced to resort to fuel import to sustain their businesses if this monopoly is not nipped in the bud. The suffering of the Nigerian occasioned by the scarcity of PMS will continue, and we all know the implication on their economy. Mr. Speaker, the House resolved urged the federal government to mandate the NNPCL and the Dangote refinery to allow the independent marketers to lift PMS from the Dangote refinery. Urge the management of Dangote refinery to build, acquire, or partner to get a tank farm or depot across the geopolitical zone in the country to ease accessibility of petroleum product to the people. Mandate the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited, NNPCL, to reveal the price it sells crude oil to the Dangote refinery, and also mandate the Dangote refinery to reveal the price it sells PMS to the NNPCL to ensure transparency. Mandate the Committee of Petroleum Resources, midstream and downstream, to ensure compliance. Mr. Speaker, my revered colleagues, I so move.
Any seconder to this bill? Is the great man.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
What?
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Point of